So I recently sent a survey to the schools that I support regarding Google Classroom so that I could gather information about how teachers were using Google Classroom as well as what they wanted to know more about. And overwhelmingly, I'm in a room that the lights shut out. Overwhelmingly, um, the highest request was Google Classroom Originality Reports, probably because it's so new. I think that a lot of people don't even know about it at all, so they probably wanted to know more about it because of that. And then also just for the simple fact that the Originality Reports have been in beta for a minute, so people were excited about it coming out. So my objective today is to demonstrate Google Classroom's new feature, Originality Reports. And if you're not familiar with Originality Reports, they're very similar to Turnitin. It's something that most people are familiar with. If you're not familiar with either one of those, it is to help students improve their writing by flagging where citations might be needed, and also providing teachers with a fast and easy way to verify academic integrity. The one thing that's kind of a con about the Google Originality Reports is you're only allowed 3 Originality Reports per Google Classroom. So when you're doing that, keep that in mind so that you are using them on things that you really want those Originality Reports for. If you think that you may need more, let me know and we can figure out a way to make that work. So I'm going to dive right in. I'm going to go in my Google Classroom and go under classwork and create an assignment. And then in here, I'm just going to call this midterm essay. So you would title it. And what I like to do is create the document to start with for students so that it's automatically there. So I'm going to create a Google Doc. Originality Reports at this time only work in Google Docs, so they won't work on slides or drawings or sheets. So you would have to do it in Google Docs. And I'm going to call this the same as the assignment name. So midterm essay. I like to create the Google Docs so that in this portion, it can be assigned to make a copy for each student. And then I automatically know that it's been shared with me and shared back to them, shared with me, a copy for them. And if I had a template that I wanted them to use, then that would work best. On the side is where you would choose the classes that you wanted that attached to. You had multiple classes, and if you wanted it assigned to all students or just individual students. Points are ungraded, a due date, and then a topic. And then this is where you would click on the Originality Reports. Notice it has underneath it a little Learn More, and I like that. I like this tab because it shows you a bunch of other information on the Originality Reports. So how to turn that on? We did that by clicking the button. You can actually use it after you've made an assignment. If you do that, then you have to return the work to the students and have them resubmit it. So it can be turned on after the fact if you wanted that to happen. Again, there's only 3 per class. The students are able to run it 3 times per assignment though. So they can run it 3 times for each assignment that you have. You don't see the reports that they get for those 3 until they submit it. And then lastly, the Originality Reports are viewable for 45 days. So after that, you'd have to just run another report when you're grading. Just some information about it. From there, you'd click that and then just click Assign. Remember that you only have 3 assignments per class. So this lets me know I've already created one prior. So this lets me know that I only have 2 assignments remaining. I'm actually going to hit cancel because I don't want to use up those assignments. And then you would click Assign. And then on the teacher's end, I want to show you what that looks like once they've turned them in. So once they've turned them in, I did this previously. I had 3 people turn them in. So if I view assignment, this is why I like creating that Google Doc so that I could see that all the other students haven't worked on theirs yet. or if they have and hadn't actually turned it in, it would show their progress. I'm just going to open this one. And this is what it looks like on the teacher view once a student has turned something in. So on the right-hand side, it lets you know that there were 2 flags. When I click it, it shows you the count and highlights it. So you could also go to the percentage, and it'll let you know that it's 70% flagged or 24% cited or quoted content. I like to turn this on so that I could see where that comes from also, to make sure that the student has cited it properly, but you can turn those on or off. So with it on, it shows where the web matches are, and if I click on it, it highlights the exact section that it's finding a match for. It gives you what the student wrote, as well as the web match, and then also gives you the website where it came from. So if you wanted to go directly to that website to see it, you could. And then you can on the second one, and that one shows that it is in quotations. Here would be an example of where I might want to remind the student how to cite something, even if it is in quotes. And then once you've gone through it, then you can type your comments into the students. So the students see the exact same originality report that the teacher does, and they can see that they can submit theirs 3 different times. So I saw, as for 3 per classroom, is there any way to remove it from an earlier assignment, or is it 3 for the year? It is definitely 3 for the year. So if you go in, and I'll show you what happens. Good question. So for example, this is the one that I made previously. And if I go to edit it, I thought of that too, and I take that off, it tells you this assignment has already counted towards your 3. If I turn it off and turn it back in, then it's going to count as an additional assignment. So it doesn't let you uncheck it to start a new one. Good question. Anyone else have any questions about originality reports? You can unmute yourselves, or I'll finish up.
Do you know how much it is to do the upgraded Google Classroom?
In order to do that, the district has to be, I forget what it is. It has to be on our end. So we have to change to like an enterprise version or something like that. I can't remember what the exact terminology was, but I asked, and that's not what we have.
All righty. So it's 3 for the year. It's a little.
Yeah, so it's 3 for the year, but if like in an English class that might be using this more often, or another class that might need it more than 3 per year, they may want to set up a Google Classroom for Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and just have the students join the new quarter. That would give them 12. That would be my workaround for that. Anything else?
Nice job. Thank you.